We have Mr. Peltz. No, we got Mr. Swain here. He's being a little vocal this evening too. All right, questions? All in favor of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, say nay. All right. Resolution 2025-10 for the purpose of enacting the recommendation of the finance director to finalize repayment from the senior citizens tax account to the stormwater tax account.
Try to make that as long a sentence as possible.
Accomplish that, guy.
All right, we're finally here after what, 3 years? So for those that maybe not have been around for the first 4 years of the senior citizens stormwater sales tax revenue stream that was passed at the senior citizen, all of that is collected from the storm, goes into the stormwater account, and then 1/8 of 1% is transferred into senior citizens. And when senior citizens agencies or agencies that serve senior citizens come and request funding, that's the account, the senior citizens fund, that they're talking about requesting funding from. Well, what we discovered 2 years ago was that for 4 years, instead of 1/8 of 1% being taken and paid into senior citizens, 1/4 of 1%. So twice as much money, over $500,000, went into senior citizens that should have stayed in stormwater. So we are legally required to pay that back, and we're here. So we have a grand total of, I broke this down so you all would see how who paid for what. So at this point, we owe senior citizens, we owe stormwater, from senior citizens stormwater, $115,530.30. We happen to have, as of today, $115,637.66. So I would recommend that we pay that sucker off. Let's pay that money and get stormwater all paid back. And then it's about an average of around $9,000, sometimes it's $10,000, it depends on the tax, will be deposited into that account, including there's not been a December. I gave Mr. Beatty a copy of this so he could carry the word, carry the message. And so by June or so, with $9,000 for the next 6 months, we should have $56,000 to $60,000 in the senior citizens account. And that is more money than what we dispersed last year. We dispersed $40,000 total. So this resolution, let me read the whole resolution.
Already did.
Oh, okay, that's good enough. Thank you. What the mayor said is basically saying, yes, we can transfer that money and pay that off. Full transparency, and we will be done with that.
And I'll make that motion that we.
We have a motion from Mr. Panusis.
Second.
We have a second from Mr.
Thank you
Young.
all.
Do we have any comments or questions? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
And all opposed.
Okay. All right then.
And I thank James for taking care of all that and keeping an eye on that stuff.
We're back on track.
I'm just glad we,
Thank you, back
I'm glad we found it. I'm glad we had the money to repay it, and we still have money then from this point forward. Although that tax rolls off in a couple of years, so we'll be thinking about that. All right, thank you all very much.
Thank you, James.
You're welcome.
Mr. Beatty, I think that might be good news for you.
It's very good news. Very good
I
news.
texted him to make sure he was coming.
Yeah. Thank you very much,
Glad to see you.
council, mayor, both, for getting that done.
Well, it's done, it's behind us, so we can forget
It's been a
about that.
long, hard struggle. We started with $500-something overpayment.
Yep,
And we've got it, in 2 years, we've got it down.
we got it down. We've been-
Work with it, but thank you all.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. And nobody needs the money any worse than we do for the seniors. I'm telling you that right now.
I'm just happy I don't have to go to jail for it. So there we go.
We're not gonna let you know.
All right, well, good here. All right, guys, we need to move into request for release of special tax bill.
Yes, this is different than what we've done before, and I'm going to ask the city clerk to explain that a little bit.
I had a gentleman come into my office and request that 2 active special tax bills be released on a specific property. The property is 1926 Dixie Roadway, and there are 2 active special tax bills. One was filed in February of 2023, the other was filed in September of 2023. They both total $619. He is requesting that those be waived. He is obtaining the property from the previous owner's son. I do not see that he has obtained it as of yet. My understanding was that he is intending on renovating the property with a business partner. But as I checked last week, it was still in the former, the deceased, Miss Altman, it was still in her name.
Well, the deceased person's not here to ask for the lien to be removed, so how can we remove a lien
That's,
I don't see how,
Yeah.
I don't see how we can do any action on this without.
okay.
No, well, but I also think, another person can ask for the lien to be released. That means this, doesn't necessarily have to be the owner.
Okay, so we can bring it up tonight then,
Yeah.
give a resolution, okay? The
Mayor,
liens-
if I could make one comment on it, what happens is, one of the things we're trying to do is clean up the city, and every time we have a single piece of property that we can improve, that helps us. And if this is an intention to renovate 2 pieces of property, that moves us in the direction of helping it clean up the city.
Now, the lien's being purchased, that lien's supposed to be in place, the seller should have paid for the lien to be removed before he purchased it.
That's right.
So if the property does not get purchased,
Then
Then lien is-
and it's sitting there.
then the lien is, yeah, and the lien's gone from the property.
Now, the memo we have says is this person wants to renovate the property with his business partner and then sell it at a reasonable price. So the concern I have is we're making it easier, we're increasing his profit by taking care of this expense, unless I'm missing something here.
That's the same way I see it.
Well,
that's exactly
what I would say is that's one way of saying it, but the other way of saying it is what you're doing is you're giving an incentive to them for doing that.
A $600 incentive, that $600 is gonna make a difference between buying and improving the property or not.
Well, I guess he
I
thinks
don't
so.
know.
Or do we have a motion to even bring this up?
I'll make a motion so we can discuss it.
All right, we do have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll do that.
All right, so we have a second from Mr. Wayne. Motion's from Mr. Parker. All right,
I'll
discussion.
make a comment, regardless of whether we approve this or not, the council in 2 previous incidents, I believe, I know it was one, we said that regardless whether we forgave the lien or not, the person had to pay the filing fees because the city was actually out those dollars. And I think we've either done that in once or twice. Okay, I thought it was twice, but that's my memory. So, I would like to throw that out there that, you know, whether we make it a policy through resolution or not, but that we continue with that action. That, you know, whether we forgive the lien or not, that we always collect our filing fees back.
Filing and releasing.
Okay,
Yeah, well, yeah, woman, you know, yeah.
the lien is actually for labor and equipment use on the property to clean it up. And in the past, we've said that, you know, that we were out the money, but it didn't actually come out of our tax dollars to make that happen, that the filing fee did. So, I mean, I'm not saying we have to do it again, I'm just bringing that up.
Okay, any other comments? All right, we're gonna close the floor. It's time for a vote then. All in favor of releasing the special tax lien from, what's the property address? I don't think we specified that. Or
Yes.
Dixie.
1926 Dixie Roadway.
1926 Dixie Roadway.
So what is it, just
Is that just property and no,
Housing.
dwellings or nothing on it?
Yes.
There is a house.
There's a house on it.
Apparently, they're gonna fix the house up and resell it. I think it's what Ms. Dry mentioned. Flipping the house. Any other questions? All in favor of the motion to release the special tax bill on the property on Dixie roadway, say aye.
Aye.
I think that's 2. All opposed?
Aye.
I think I heard 4. My math is off here. 2 and 4 don't only,
Do you want me to do a poll vote?
let's do a roll call vote, please.
Okay. Councilmember Dry,
No.
Councilmember Carter,
No.
Councilmember Bryant,
No.
Councilmember Wainick,
Yes.
Councilmember Gaddis,
No.
Councilmember Swain,
Yes.
Councilmember Peltz,
No.
Councilmember Penosis,
Yes.
Councilmember French,
No.
and Councilmember Young.
No.
All right, does not pass.
Does not pass. Thank you very much for roll call vote. All right, we have a proposal. I have some maps here, if anybody wants to look at the maps, from Missouri Department of Transportation regarding the square. In 2027, MoDOT is wanting to change signage, or change the directions, change the signals, making crosswalks and pedestrian signals at the square. Tonight, what we've been asked is if we want to cooperate with them and pave the north side of the square, which is not Missouri Department of Transportation property, it's City of Kennett property. It's the north side, they would pave it and stripe it. And, the price in your packet, I think, is for $38,000 change.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion?
I'll second that.
We have a second. The motion is to approve $38,710.82 out of transportation tax. I'm guessing, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
To fund repaving and striping of the north side square.
Mill it down and put 2 inches of asphalt on it.
They'll do it to state spec. All right, any questions regarding this?
Yes, the
Yeah.
signals, does that include crosswalk signals?
Yes,
At
ma'am.
one time we did, okay. So, based on this, it looks like it's gonna be much safer for all the pedestrians.
It's a drastic change,
Yeah.
especially for us that's been around here and parking and what have you on the courthouse. I would say, and Terry, please help me on this, I would say council would have to approve the direction changes on city streets
Yes.
at some point, not
At
tonight.
some point, yeah. Yeah, if there's a change of direction, anything like that, council would have to approve.
But tonight, it's just the 38,000, the money for the north side square. Any other questions?
Statement.
Yes, sir. Mr. Carter?
This has been in the works for probably 10 years. Glad to see it come to fruition, because I was involved with it with Dave Wyman, who's now the city administrator at Dexter, and we worked on this many days trying to get this done. Changed those signals out and everything else, and it just kind of went away, and then all of a sudden Melissa came back with it, and here it is. And there were still problems with the traffic flow and all of that type of thing. I guess that's the reason they put us off a year, because that work was, traffic lights were supposed to go in 26 originally. So I don't know where the new design came from finally, but tickled to death to see it.
I believe they will pay First Street in San Francis at the same time.
I know First Street was in the works, I'm not just not sure about Sanford. Gerald may know, I don't.
I think it's all.
All the way out. Build and repay. We just might kind of make sure that any pipes underneath First Street or San Francis is
Yep.
replaced before if they have to be replaced. It needs to be a priority next year. Okay, any other questions?
I plan on doing it then,
2027.
27.
Should be,
Is that start date or end date?
they should start late 27, early 28.
Okay.
There'll be a public meeting last of January, early February. They'll be sending a notice here. Any questions you have, you can go in there.
You don't mind taking on here
I thought, I've already called the engineer and been talking to him, bugging him. What about this, this is
Where's that meeting be at, girl?
I don't know, he's supposed to send,
I'm sorry? MoDOT will announce it, it's MoDOT meeting.
Be determined location probably. All right, we have a motion on the floor. Any other questions? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
And all opposed? Motion passes. All right, we have two properties. So we have bids, retained bids for demolition. The property is located at 411 Michael Street. Commonly, it's a house on the corner of 5th and Michael, greenhouse that's been falling down for several years. And then the property on 902 South Anthony that we own. It's a burnout, been that way for several years, and it needs to go. And so we have attained, Victor has attained prices. I have 4 bids here. Now, I want to state, before reading the bids, this is service or labor, the prices I'm about to read. We'll have an account set up at the transfer station, and we're gonna pay for the tonnage. So it'll help us out on getting bigger bang for our buck long term. So this is just for the removal of the property and hauled to the transfer station. All right, so we have a bid from C&M for $5,900. We have a bid from Jack of All Trades for $5,600. We have a bid from Joey Duncan for $8,750. And we have a bid from MMR Excavating for $10,420. The low price is with Jack of All Trades, who has done work for us in the past, for $5,600. I would entertain a motion to approve Jack of All Trades.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion from Mr. Young. Do we have a second?
I'll make a second.
Mr. I has the second. Discussions. All right. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
And all opposed. Motion passes. Mr. Bo, thank you for the work on this.
You're welcome.
And if you don't care, let us know when, next time we meet, how we're progressing on it.
Okay.
Do we have any start dates, projected end dates? And we'll throw it to y'all back there.
We have to, get in contact with 811,
Mhm.
have everything marked, make sure there's no gas risers there, make sure everything's clear to start demolition.
Okay. And all vegetation around it, beside the big
Right, we'll
trees.
get all vegetation out, old tires, there's like, so, it'll be nice when we get finished.
I figure it will. You all done some good work for us in the past.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, now we've completed the comments from the council. So now we're gonna go public comments. Ms. Green with the U.S. Small Business.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Mayor, City Council, thank you for letting me come to present the SBA disaster program. My name is Arlene Green. I am a public affairs specialist with the Office of Disaster Assistance for the U.S. Small Business Administration. And I have 2 programs that I'm going to bring before you today. The one is with physical damages, who is eligible homeowners, renters, businesses, and nonprofit organizations that sustain physical damage during the April 8, 2025 tornadoes and severe storms. And we have another program, which is called the economic injury. It's for businesses and nonprofit organizations. Now with this program, you do not have to have any physical damages. The damages comes in loss of revenue. And your community may not have suffered physical damages, but it may be suffering economic injuries. Say 6 months ago, your business would say that, oh, my revenue was up, but today is down. Or even a year ago, their revenue was up, but today the revenue is down. And if that's the case, they have suffered economic injury. Now, the deadline to apply, if the renters, homeowners, businesses, and nonprofit organizations that sustain physical damages is December the 22nd, 2025. And the deadline to apply for the economic injury for businesses and nonprofit organizations will be July the 22nd, 2026. We give them that period of time because our business may feel that, oh, I wasn't impacted. And then after Christmas and all the holidays, they look at their revenue and it's not the same. So if you would like to apply, you may visit sba.gov/disaster, or you can call the 1-800-659-2955. At this time, I will open the floor for any questions that you may have for me.
Ms. Green,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you for coming tonight to share that program. I know some of the businesses out on one of our Main Street lost signs, you know,
Okay.
they had wind damage. Is that kind of damage covered by this program if they wanted to apply?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Any physical damages that was a result of this tornado and severe thunderstorm.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for letting me come present our program. Hopefully it will be beneficial for your community. I believe one of you guys have my information. If you have any questions and you want to call and ask me, feel free about the process or anything that you might think of later on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Douglas, emergency management, you think, make arrangements or contact with a few business loan independents?
Yeah, we were just.
Okay, all right. Make them aware of it.
I didn't see the report. Here.
Okay, Ms. Tapman, you're on the agenda.
Good evening, Mayor and
Good
Council.
evening.
How are you doing?
Okay. Good evening, my name is Reverend Diana Tapman. I am the pastor of St. John AME Church here in Kennett, Missouri. Also Bethel AME Church in Ferguson. I'm also the newly elected Director of Community Development and Economic Development for the African Methodist Episcopal Church. I'm here to read a resolution. I would like what I've handed to the custodian of records to be entered into the records, as well as the letter that I presented to the council. A resolution of the City of Kennett, Missouri, calling for protection of tenants from utility disconnections when rent, including utilities, have been paid. Whereas Kennett Light, Gas, and Water is the city-owned utility providing the central electric gas and water services to residents of Kennett, Missouri. Whereas multiple tenants have reported that they paid their rent in full, including amounts designated for utilities, yet experience disconnections of utility services, become the property owner or landlord failed to pay their utility bill. Whereas loss of essential utilities such as electricity, gas, and water poses immediate risk to health, safety, and human dignity, particularly to children, seniors, medically vulnerable residents. Whereas Missouri law prohibits landlords from willingly interrupting essential utilities as a means of forcing tenants to vacate and recognizes habitability obligations. Whereas Missouri State RSMO 441650 provides a court process in certain matters, metered buildings for tenants or utilities to seek protection against heat-related utility shut-off when an owner is delinquent. Whereas it is in the public interest for city policy and utility practices to ensure that tenants who have met their rental obligations are not unfairly punished for landlord's non-payment. Now therefore, be it resolved by faith community leaders and advocates as follows. Number one, the city council urges Kennett Light, Gas, and Water to adopt and publish a written tenant protection policy that A, provides notice directly to occupants before disconnection of an owner-held account, and B, allows for a temporary stay of disconnection where tenants can document that rent, including utilities, has been paid. Number two, the city council directs appropriate city staff to review existing ordinances and recommend amendments that clarify the responsibility of property owners for utility arrangements and arrears without unduly burdening tenants who are current on rent. Number three, the city council supports collaborations with legal services, community organizations, and faith leaders to educate tenants and property owners about their rights and responsibilities under Missouri law, including and applicable protections under RSMO 441650. The city council encouraged Kennett Light, Gas, and Water to suspend disconnections and provide flexible arrangements during periods of current temperatures consistent with best practices for the protection of life and health. As you know, we have several residents who have been living, some since February of this year, without utilities. It's inhumane.
Well, dude, I don't know that. I have no one that's come up here and stated that. There's been no one that filed a charge or filed a complaint against the police, or from the police department about this. You keep bringing this up, but I have no, you're not providing any evidence, you're just talking
Well,
about it.
let me do this, because I'm not here to argue.
And I wouldn't argue if you just let us know what's going on
Have
with
been
this.
filed. It's unconscionable for you as mayor to say you are not knowledgeable about what's going on in this city. Anybody up here? Anybody out here?
Well,
But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying
is you're gonna address the council.
I'm gonna address whoever I want to,
Then
if
you can
it's
sit
my
down.
time.
Then you can
It's
sit
my
down.
time. It's my time.
Then you can sit down.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right,
Stand up and
You all
sit
will
down.
be served.
Stand up,
Ma'am, sit down.
I'm sitting down.
Okay.
You will be served. And you
Our
can-
utility, you can leave if you keep talking. Because our utility, you're accusing our utility of being unlawful, and that's not the case. We have a city attorney, we have that saying we're doing things correctly, and we are doing right for our city.
Read the law.
That's
So
all
the
I
law
need to
is
say,
a
that's
lie.
all that I need to hear, okay?
The law is a lie. Read the law.
Mayor
Ma'am?
and council,
Another outburst, please.
I'm here to assure you that we have not
Thank you.
illegally disconnected anybody's utilities at any point in time. We initiate disconnects for non-payment. That's the only reason we will initiate a disconnect. If a tenant has paid somebody else, and that money has not made it to our office, that's between the tenant and whoever they gave that money to. That probably needs to be reported to the police chief or somebody at that point, but we have no control over whether that money makes it from the tenant to our office. So the only time that we would disconnect somebody's utilities is for non-payment. As a follow-up, we do not fall under the PSC, Public Service Commission. Board of Public Works is a municipal-owned utility. We do not fall under the Public Service Commission. So we do not fall under the hot weather rule or the cold weather rule. We don't fall under either one of those. So when they're saying that we're disconnecting outside of temperatures, we don't have to follow those rules. Investor-owned utilities have to follow those type rules. Municipal-owned utilities do not follow those rules. So, if you guys have any questions about that, by all means, please let me hear it, because, I mean, we have never disconnected anybody's utilities illegally.
Can I make a comment?
Please do.
I worked with you guys for 30 years. We never disconnected anybody unless it was a have-to case. Even if it was hot or cold, if it was cold or hot, they did get disconnected.